The following video was captured by the security camera of a couple shortly after they lost someone very close to them. And while grief alone can already change the atmosphere of a home, what their cameras began capturing added a layer of mystery that neither of them could explain. Have a look.
Should be coming up.
Hey.
Try to make sure you get that up in the top left corner.
Oh, there it is. I got it. All right. Now I'll watch it come back around.
And then just disappeared. That's it.
Wow.
In the footage, a dark figure can be seen walking past their trailer, moving with a steady, deliberate pace before disappearing into the darkness. What makes this even more unsettling is the location itself. Their home sits in North Alabama, near the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, a region long associated with unexplained sightings, old folklore, and generations of stories about spirits and entities said to wander the forests and rural lands. The couple later explained that this wasn't the first strange thing they had experienced. For weeks, they had heard loud banging on the outside walls, discovered strange markings and notes written along the wooden rail of their deck, and often felt watched even when no one was around. But things became even more disturbing during another encounter, this time when they were outside. Watch.
Hit play.
I did.
Okay. Should be coming up.
Oh.
There it is.
Oh, yeah. We see the difference between the bugs, and then there it is. It's like it's just skipping along.
Let's see what looks like it kind of doubles down.
Uh-huh. Do. That's...
Moments before the camera captured anything, they both heard the unmistakable sound of leaves crunching nearby, even though there was no wind. Then suddenly, the husband froze. He later said he felt something touch his leg, not like an animal brushing past, but like the small, distinct grip of a child's hand, wrapping briefly around him before letting go. At the time, the wife wasn't sure what to believe, but after seeing the footage captured that same night, she realized he hadn't imagined it. Some believe that when someone passes away, especially unexpectedly, there can be a period where their presence lingers, either out of confusion, attachment, or unfinished emotional ties. Others warn that moments of grief can attract entirely different entities, ones that are drawn to emotional vulnerability and attempt to imitate familiar presences in order to gain attention or access. Another day, in broad daylight, their cameras captured something else. Watch.
Okay.
Should be coming up right after the dog.
There it is. Oh, my God.
This time, a dark ball-shaped mass can be seen moving across the property. This detail has deeply unsettled those following their story, because in paranormal cases, shadow masses are often described as manifestations of concentrated energy, sometimes appearing before more direct activity begins inside the home itself. Now concerned for their safety and desperate for answers, The couple has contacted a paranormal investigation team from Kentucky, hoping professionals can analyze the footage and determine exactly what may be present on their property. Until that investigation is complete, what was captured outside their home remains a mystery. In this next clip, something deeply unsettling was captured by a security guard during his night duty at the historic Mansion Capitolio, a government building in Batanga City that has stood for decades and has quietly witnessed generations of political activity, late-night meetings, and according to locals, far more disturbing events that were never officially recorded. Watch. The sounds resemble distant screaming, not casual shouting, but raw, desperate cries, like someone being tortured or pleading for help. The building itself appears empty, and yet the voices carry clearly enough to send the guard into visible panic. What makes this even more disturbing is that, according to the guard, this doesn't happen randomly. He claims the screaming occurs almost every night, and always around the same time, as if whatever is causing it follows a pattern or is tied to a specific moment. Night after night he would hear it again, the same cries, the same helpless tone, coming from areas of the mansion where no one was present. Many locals believe the location itself may hold the answer. Structures like Mansion Capitolio often sit on land that existed long before the building itself, land that may have witnessed war, executions, or tragedies that were never documented. Some speculate that what he is hearing could be what paranormal researchers call a residual haunting, where emotional energy from past traumatic events becomes embedded in a location and replays itself over and over, like an echo trapped in time. Others, however, believe it could be something far more active, an entity trying to communicate, or something reliving its final moments. In many reported hauntings, repeated screams at the same hour are said to correspond with the exact time a tragic event once occurred, as if whatever remains there is unable to move on. Until further evidence is captured, whatever is crying out inside Mansion Capitolio remains a mystery. Now, this next video captures what many consider one of the most heartbreaking and emotional moments ever recorded on a home security camera. Years earlier, this couple had gone through the kind of loss that permanently changes a person. They lost their young daughter. The house that was once filled with her laughter became painfully quiet. Her room left untouched, her toys frozen in time exactly where she had last left them. Unlike many stories you hear, they never claimed to see figures, never heard footsteps, never experienced anything that suggested she was still there. What they carried instead was silence, and the heavy, constant weight of grief that never truly leaves. For years, that was all it was: grief, memories, and longing. But one night, something happened. The husband was walking past her bedroom, a room he rarely entered because of the pain it brought, when the security camera in the hallway captured this. Watch. At first, he didn't react strongly. In the moment, he thought maybe his mind was playing tricks on him, the way grief sometimes makes you hear things you wish were real. But later, when he reviewed the footage, he heard it clearly. A small, soft, and gentle voice that said, "I love you, Daddy." When he showed his wife, the reality of what they were hearing overwhelmed them both. They walked into her room together, holding each other as they cried, clutching her urn tightly, torn between comfort and heartbreak. Because if it was really her, it meant she was still there somehow. Some say children especially are more likely to reach out because of their strong emotional bonds, and because they may not fully understand death the way adults do. They simply know where home is. This next video was captured by a CCTV camera, and ever since it surfaced, everyone who has seen it has come up with their own explanation, each one more unsettling than the last. Watch. If you look closely, you can clearly see what appears to be a shadow figure walking past the camera. There's a shape to it, something that resembles the outline of a person, but there are no visible features, no face, no detail. To many viewers, this looks like a spirit finding its way home. In paranormal theory, it's believed that some spirits remain attached to places that meant something to them in life, retracing familiar paths long after they're gone, repeating routines they once did without even realizing they're no longer among the living. Others believe this could be what's known as a shadow person, a far more unsettling possibility. Shadow people are often described as dark, human-shaped figures seen moving in peripheral vision or on cameras, but rarely seen clearly face to face. Unlike residual hauntings, shadow people are believed by some to be aware, capable of observing the living, and in some cases even interacting with their environment. Witnesses often report feelings of being watched, sudden chills, or an overwhelming sense of dread when these figures appear. Some viewers offered another interpretation, that it could be a wandering spirit, one that doesn't even realize it has passed on, stuck between states, moving without purpose, unable to leave or move forward. Paranormal researchers sometimes refer to this as a lost spirit, one that lingers out of confusion, attachment, or unfinished business. But of course, not everyone believes it's something supernatural. Skeptics argue it could simply be a camera glitch, a compression artifact, lighting interference, or even a shadow cast by something outside the camera's field of view. So was this simply a trick of light and technology? Or did this camera capture something that wasn't supposed to be there? You be the judge. In the following video, a family's security camera captures something that finally gave the mother a terrifying new perspective on what's been happening inside their home, especially when it comes to her baby. Because for months there had been small moments she couldn't explain, moments she tried to dismiss, but deep down never truly could. Watch. This wasn't the baby losing balance, neither was it a slow fall. It was sudden, direct, and forceful, like something had deliberately shoved the baby. And according to the mother, this wasn't the first disturbing incident. There were nights when the baby monitor would turn on by itself, capturing strange sounds, faint tapping, shifting noises, and once what sounded like movement near the crib, even though everyone in the house was asleep. Some viewers believe this could be the presence of a spirit, especially since paranormal theories suggest that children are more sensitive to spiritual energy, more aware of presences adults have learned to ignore or can no longer perceive. Others believe it could be something attached to the house itself, something that had been there long before the family ever moved in, something now making its presence known in subtle but escalating ways. But was this an attempt to harm or an attempt to be noticed? What do you think happened here? Now, in this next clip, a mother takes her little girl to Phoenix Children's Hospital. And during what was supposed to be a normal visit, they encounter something neither of them could fully explain at the time. Something they both initially described as a friendly ghost. Have a look.
You want to play another game?
Yes. Or no?
Your personal background have shaped your identity.
Okay, just watch my camera, okay, Dad?
Do you fear different aspects depending on what happened?
Watch your camera, baby.
Watch my camera, okay?
Okay.
It's a friend.
We have a friend in the room.
Have you always been with us or stayed at this hospital?
Are you in the hospital?
All the time? So we just met? Do you like to say hi to other kids when they come?
Are you scared of the nurses? Did the nurses scare you when they came in the room?
No, he doesn't like to be on camera.
It's
No,
a
you see it?
girl.
It's a girl.
How dare you?
We asked.
So you're a girl, right?
She doesn't like
See?
to be on camera.
Well, the camera can't see her. She has red hair and green eyes. Yes? Red hair, green eyes?
No, she said blue eyes.
Oh,
Yeah, see?
Green- wait. Did you say blue eyes?
You're scaring your dad. Do you like to scare people?
Oh, she has, wait, so she has blue eyes?
Do you have blue eyes, yes? Or do you have green eyes? Blue eyes?
Is she blinking the lights?
Hmm?
Was she blinking the lights?
No, do you see the water, baby? The faucet.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, so can you flicker the lights or no?
Did you see that?
The little girl appears calm and happy, but everything changed when her mother shared the video online. Because almost immediately, the comments began filling with stories from people who had worked in that same hospital. Stories that painted a very different picture of what they might have encountered. Several former staff members claimed that in the old emergency room, televisions would turn on and off completely on their own, even after being unplugged or checked repeatedly by maintenance, and no electrical fault was ever found to explain it. Others mentioned specific areas of the hospital where equipment would malfunction only at night, or where motion sensors would activate despite no one being present. And then came one of the most disturbing claims. One commenter said that room 28 in the old ER had not been used for years. because of repeated reports of a girl ghost seen inside, a small figure matching the size and presence of a child who wasn't always passive, but was said to get close to patients, sometimes aggressively, sometimes appearing beside beds, watching. Other former visitors described seeing a nurse walk down a hallway and pass straight through a wall, vanishing completely, while others reported hearing footsteps pacing behind them, only to turn around and find empty corridors. One father shared that during his son's stay, he and his family would take late-night walks near the cafeteria, and more than once they heard children laughing and running somewhere below, the sound echoing upward through the building. But when they went to check, the entire floor was empty. And what makes that detail especially unsettling is the fact that beneath that cafeteria, there is a morgue. When you take all of that in, every whispered story, every unexplained sound, it makes that moment between mother and daughter feel far more terrifying than sweet. They thought they'd met a friendly ghost, but now they're not so sure. Is this hospital really haunted? I'd love to know if you've ever been to Phoenix Children's Hospital and what you experienced.